I think it's about frogs and not the French.
No.
But yeah, I don't know if you just see a frog, wish it happy National Frog Day. I don't know what one does. There seems to be like every day is a national something day.
Do toads have a separate day, or do you just lump them in?
No, never confuse a toad with a frog, please. They are radically different. And any toad, if you were to say to it, Happy Frog Day, they would be furious. Because, of course, the toad, the natural enemy of the frog, they loathe each other often. Because toads eat frogs, don't they?
Do they?
Yes. Toads eat frogs and then steal their wives. And pass them off as they dress them up as toads. I don't know a lot about frogs and toads. I should have thought about this before I wished you National Frog Day. But Harry, you may wish to find out more about National Frog Day.
You'd think so.
While I play the new one from Yeah Yeah Yeahs, they have a new album called It's Blitz, which is released digitally tomorrow, and then weirdly a single that's out April the 6th. That will be this, Zero. Yeah Yeah Yeahs, taken from their new album It's Blitz, which is available to download tomorrow, and then it is released hard copy later. And there we are, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Sorry, before we move on to the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, what do we know about National Frog Day?
Well, it's a massive event, Steve.
Of course it is. Now, who decides if it's a National X Day? Is it the Prime Minister who
I think there's a committee.
Signs off
there's
on
like a special cabinet meeting, I believe.
I think there probably is, but
sign them off.
because often there's everything now. There's National Book Day, there's National Noel Edmonds Day, there's everything, isn't there now? I mean, could I just announce that it was National something day? I mean,
National Steve Day.
Well, that would be ideal.
Potentially. But yeah, National Frog Day seems to be kind of London-centric.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it London Frog Day?
Well,
It's not National Frog Day?
it's tagged as National Frog Day. You know, you can find out about London's frog population, take part in activities such as making a giant collage, pond dipping, storytelling.
Pond dipping?
Pond dipping.
Right.
Yeah. There'll also be a barbecue. Probably not featuring frog's legs on the menu.
Oh, I think it should feature frog legs. That would make perfect sense, because they are scrumdiddlyumptious. Have you ever had them?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Tastes like chicken.
No, they taste like frog. Who doesn't want to eat that? Anyway, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. Harry, your opinion?
Well, the Yeah Yeah Yeahs terrify me, because they're almost too arty for words. With bands, singer-songwriters, I look at them and I think, could I enjoy an unbranded domestic or imported beer with these people? And the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, I couldn't go up to them in a bar and say, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, let's have a lovely drink together, let's put the world to rights. I would be terrified by them. They wouldn't understand my cold corporate brain. So I've never had any time for them. But
Yeah Yeah Yeahs are one of those bands who are still, they cause a lot of fuss whenever they put something out on the blogs, the music blogs, but they've never quite tipped into the sort of mainstream. They never quite got the sort of due respect and album sales from the mainstream, which seemed like it seems like it's constantly going to happen, never quite happens. Do you think this is a chance for it to happen?
It sounds probably awful, but I don't want it to. I want them to be special. I want them to be arty and fantastic. I would literally eat a puppy to be Karen O. That's how cool she is.
National Eat a Puppy Day to meet Karen O is coming very soon. But yeah, you're that big a fan.
I mean, she's awesome. I look like a fat schoolboy, and she's just everything. And then that song was fantastic. It builds and it's better. But also, you know, the old stuff's brilliant. I'm really excited about the new album. I will be downloading it electronically tomorrow.
You do not look like a fat schoolboy, alright? You look like a northern schoolboy. It's a very specific
Pretty
difference.
much the same.
Very specific difference. We'll have a new one from one of my big heroes, and I know you're more ambivalent, Neil Young, after this. Forthcoming single from Neil Young, that's called Johnny Magic, and is available from March the 23rd. So there we are, you know how much of a fan of Neil Young I am, and Sammy, has he ever won you over?
Odd songs have, but I cannot listen to Harvest without wanting to throw myself off something.
What? Are you a maniac?
It's too sad.
You stupid northern schoolboy. What are you talking about?
It makes me too sad. But like I've said to Harry before, R.E.M. have the same effect on me. I'm not saying they're bad. They're obviously brilliant. I just can't do it all at once. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm too emotional a person to deal with them.
Is there anything in that tune that appealed to you? I saw you sort of rocking along in the studio.
In an ironic fashion.
What?
Oh, Steve, even you can't say that was good.
I would not dance ironically. I would just choose not to dance. No, I thought it was quite charming. I like its kind of ramshackle feel, you know, the fact that he's probably knocked it off in an afternoon before having a lie down, you know, he's getting on.
Why? I just don't release something that's half-baked. My mum is probably a bigger fan than you of his works, and I have a feeling she won't even like that. Mum, text him, tell her what you think.
Harry, What was he singing about?
Well, are you aware of the controversy, Steve,
I'm not.
among Neil Young fans? Neil Young fans, even more extreme than you, have gone mental over this because he's been saying for about 20 years now that he's going to release this big, gigantic box set of archive material, all his stuff that you couldn't get. You know, there's grainy footage of him having a dump in Nantucket. Stuff like this.
I have been trying to get hold of that for so long.
But people have been frothing at the mouth for this stuff, and it looked like it was going to be released sort of March, April this year. It went down on the listings. It was going to come out, and then he announced on his website that I've been writing some songs. The world's in trouble. I'm going to write an album about an electric car. What? And this is the first track from said album about electric cars.
car.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, if you've been writing for over 40 years, you're bound to run out of ideas eventually.
But this is it. He started playing these tracks in concert, and Neil Young's fans were going, "These are the worst songs we've ever heard. We're absolutely livid. Where's our archive footage of him on the toilet?" And and so this is what they got. I thought it was. You know, it was fun as it went. It had a nice kind of skronky Neil Young solo in the middle, but it wasn't great.
We want to see him mooning with Johnny Cash in 1983. Wow. So that's about that song was about electric cars?
Yeah, absolutely. The lyrics. The home of the heavy metal Continental. She was born to run on a proud highway. Now she goes long range on domestic green fuel. 100 miles per gallon is the Continental rule. I mean,
Wow.
It's drivel, really.
Oh dear.
A hero
dear.
having a breakdown.
Oh no, but it's the idea that he can make an impact that his fans are going to be going, "What's that? Neil Young says we should drive electric cars." Oh, well, okay, well, listen, here's three of hip-hop's biggest names to cheer you up. They have teamed up together. Eminem, just to remind you that he's still alive,
Yeah.
he's teamed up with Old Mucker Dre and Prodigy 50 Cent, and they have put out a tune together. It's called Crack a Bottle. I know this is the one you've been waiting for, huh? Check it out. Hip-hop's Holy Trinity, surely. Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and the tune "Crack a Bottle," which is released. Well, it's out now. Apparently, you can rush out and get that right now. Sammy, there is no denying that Eminem was quite the live wire when he first appeared. I think we were all very excited. He energised hip hop for a while. Does he still have a place?
I think he does, yeah. I don't know if that's because he was important to me as a youth. I was about 12 or 13 when his first big album came out, and I knew all of the words to the whole of the first album.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we're testing you on that next week.
Oh, revision or what? I quite liked it. I think it's got a place because it's catchy, it's danceable, and I'd quite like to hear it without all the. It doesn't make sense.
With all the-
It sounds
all
like
the
a scratchy
effing and
record.
jeffing.
Yeah.
I noticed when Fiddy came in at the end, it got a lot of.
Lot of
I don't know
Fs
what
and
about it.
Jeffs.
Did they slow it down when Fiddy came in? It felt like the whole record slowed down for him. But Harry, you have long been a hip-hop fan, of course.
Yeah,
you were there in the early days.
Yes.
Are you still
Old
there now?
school? Well, I'm not so much now, but I keep my hand in. Eminem was obviously great. You know, you look at the lyrics, and he's still coming up with some really good stuff. And then Dre comes in, and his voice is just fantastic.
Yep.
And then 50 Cent comes in, and it's just embarrassing. He's terrible as a rapper. He's awful, and his lyrics are hideously bad. He's just a joke, man. If he was here now, I wouldn't say any of that.
Hey, listen. Talking of jokes, don't forget to donate to Comic Relief this week, please. All right. Listen, guys, I wanted to squeeze in some music from Animal Collective. They've got this cracking new album called Merriweather Post Pavilion, and there's the final tune. It's called Brother Sport, and it's great. If you played it in a dance hall, if you played it when you were maybe
in a club,
yeah, exactly. But if you did, I think it would be tremendous. It's got its own sort of spin on dance music. Tremendous. We'll play that, and we will leave you with that. We will throw ahead to Stuart McConey's Freak Zone, which is on after it. If you like eclectic sounds a bit like this one, you'll enjoy that. We'll be back next week. Comic Relief. Harry may be out of a job. There's lots to look forward to. We'll see you next time. Squeeze, Cool for Cats, kick-starting today's Steve Show on BBC Six Music with me, Steve Merchant, and my gang of cronies. We're very pleased to welcome back Rufus. Round of applause, Ruf.
Hello.
Yourself. Squeeze fact, haven't you?
I am going to kick the show off, Steve, with the information that if listeners are in the habit of baking cakes for their favourite songs,
They are. I know they are.
they should have baked a great big cake on Monday to celebrate 30 years of Cool for Cats by Squeeze.
Really?
Born, thrown into the world, a mewling baby on the March 9th, 1979.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is the kind of dynamite rock facts that not only you've built your reputation on, but this show has, and they'll be playing more of those, I imagine, as the day progresses. Thank you again for joining us. I know you've been busy elsewhere doing other things.
Yes.
Before we find out what's been going on in your world, let's also welcome Tiny Dan.
Hi.
I won't be bothering talking to you.
No.
There's a lot of people in the studio. You're very low on the pecking order.
Yes.
If one of them has a massive coronary, there may be a chance that we get to hear from you, but I wouldn't pin your hopes on it.
I was hoping that I might have had one person clapping. Obviously,
No.
a huge round of applause for Rufus.
Of
but
course.
I don't know, just Harry, just tapping.
Patronising. That's a patronising laugh from Harry. Now, Harry, of course, massive revs I think it was last week.
Huge revs.
Rufus, you won't be aware of this, but do you want to reacquaint us with that massive rev?
Well, yeah, credit crunch and all that. It's hit the banks. I work for a bank. I'm up for redundancy, Ruth.
No!
Yeah. It's between me and my friend Twixie. We've basically got a week and a half until D-Day. We find out who's for the job. Oh,
It's a fancy bank, and I know that if I'm dealing in big money, I want to be dealing with a guy called Twixie.
Yeah.
We made this point last week. It's not changed. So, I mean, frankly, you're the obvious man.
Yeah.
Well, you'd have thought so, and it's been an emotional roller coaster the past week and a bit. I'm not going to lie to you, but there's going to be plenty of ups and downs, twists and turns on the way to.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah.
Any ideas yet on what you might be doing when you get the inevitable chop?
I'm not sure really. You know, I'll get a small cash settlement.
Sure.
So maybe I'll get
Finally get that novel finished.
get
That you've been trying to read.
a small holding somewhere, get myself a piece of land and a good woman, and see how things go.
Absolutely, yes. Well, it's good that you're a 19th century American homesteader. Good luck with that. Let's hope the gold rush works out for you. It's tough out there, people, and I tell you, someone who knows how tough it is, particularly up the north, is Sammy.
Hello.
It's grim for you, isn't it, up there?
It's quite tough up north at the minute, yeah. We were discussing fried foods. I went into a chip shop the other day and saw a fat family all devouring deep fried burgers.
Deep fried burgers?
Yeah.
What, with batter?
Yeah.
Burgers covered in batter? Oh, the north. Because what's great about you is you come down here and you consistently fulfil my cliched expectations of what it's like up there. Fried, that's obscene.
If you can have a sausage in batter, what's so wrong with a burger in batter?
I don't know, it somehow seems preposterous.
They do pizzas in batter as well.
That's just stupid. That's a nonsense. That's an absolute disgrace. So Mr. and Mrs. Fatty and the Chubsters, what were they? Did they have sort of, was this kind of they'd saved up all week? This was their big moment?
I think it was the one joy they've got left in their sad lives.
You, am I right in saying you work in a milkshake shop?
That's correct, yes.
What's the vibe in there at the moment? Because milkshakes are very much a happy drink.
I think
I'd imagine if people are in good spirits, are they?
Yeah, I think that's our role at the minute. Although we had the old iPod on shuffle and Nude by Radiohead came on and
Oh, that's going to bring anyone down when they're
Dreamcast
having
came over the
you're having a big smoothie. Well, listen, guys, we'll delve into what's been happening in everyone's world after we heard the new thing from Back for Lashes. Here's Daniel. Current single from Back for Lashes, that is Daniel. Steve Show, 6 Music with me, Steve Merchant. I'm not even going to refer to you, Dan.
I thought that
Not
was
even going to refer to you.
Surely that was dedicated to me.
That's
surely.
how tiny you feature both in real life and also on my radar.
Wow.
I'm afraid to say we got so much to get through today. Brackets, we've got nothing. I'll tell you though, no, that's not true. What we have got is very pleased later to be welcoming in live in the hub Polly Scattergood, round of applause for Polly. Shall we play it for us later? Tunes from her new album. But before that, let's catch up with Rufus because he's a mainstay. He's a flagpole. A tent pole member of the team. That's what they call it, isn't it? Tent pole member?
No.
Yes.
Linchpin.
Phrase coined.
Old Tudor.
No, because they'll often refer to maybe a big movie of the summer, like Batman, as a tent pole movie. I.e., it's so important that it holds up the tent of other cinema releases.